What is going on, everybody? You're McLaren Speed Shop World Champion coming at you with a OP06. Yeah, we're here. Day one deals, and I got a real wild sicko build going for it because get into it and break it down for you guys. We got some of the usual suspects that you guys know, but I also really just wanted to try some new stuff. So as we go, numbers and stuff will probably change. This is just, again, the beginning, and we'll make adjustments and stuff depending on play rates against of other leaders, like what other leaders in OP06 are doing popular. Because again, we can definitely make big changes to this deck depending on what decks are popular and what isn't. And if we don't have to worry about facing certain decks, then you take a lot of stuff out. But yeah, the new cards, the biggest, we have Shariah. Shariah is a blocker. This card is great in certain matchups because it takes the power of leader. So in your 6k leader matchups, it becomes 6k, and then you just have to discard like one counter card if you want to keep it up, which is very cool. And same with attacking, it takes the leader. So if you need an attack, it'll be minimum 5k or 6k depending on what you're doing. So it's just a super versatile card for what you need to do. Just depends on the matchups. Of course, it's 3 costs, so in the removal, like against Sakazuki will melt this card real quick, but against like everybody else that isn't removable, this card is super good. Then we have the new Gordon. We have Raise Max, and I've got these split for right now. I know some people run 4 of each. If you run 4 of each and are more comfortable that way, go for it. I'm just doing 3 and 3, and I'll get to all that stuff in a second of why, like with the numbers and stuff. But yeah, Max is out. It's the same as Gordon, which is cool. So now you can run 2 if you can, or again, if you don't have option to Gordon, you finally have option of that ability, so you can use Max. Then at Film Law, we have Kid, which stays, and then into our new section, I'm trying out Yanji just because I like it. It's gonna be at 6k for us, like permanently against everybody. So having that, especially against yellow, I like a lot. So I may adjust the numbers and stuff around with him, depending on, again, how much we see yellow and stuff. But why I like that, because he's going to be at 6k, so against like the leaders that need to play the high Don characters, that means they're going to be spending all of their Don on their characters and can't launch leader attacks. So again, may adjust the numbers, but with Yanji and Kid, if you have one out, that means they got your life and your entire board protected if your opponent is yellow and plays like with the high Don characters, so we're chilling. Then we have Reiju, which fixes all of our draw issues, so you can now play pretty aggressive with pumping out bodies if you like, or playing more defensively with counter, because you just drop one of these and then you get 2 cards, bang bang, and a body on the field, which is sick. And it's just a lovely addition to fixing like kind of the biggest issue with our deck that we're facing. And like if you play really aggressive and use Law's ability a lot, like your burnout problem, now you don't have to worry about that at all. And into my other one, we have Kamazo, and why I have this card out is 1, because it's 2k, and 2 is because his ability is pretty strong. If you get it set up early against red, especially like Zoro, they're cooked. They're just done. Like you can, there's no way they can get rid of that. If you don't even have to attack with him, you can literally just use Law's ability, wipe off whatever, and then get another KO with this. But I also like Kamazo in all the other matchups too, because if you have the option to get this set up, that means you're wiping all their searchers off the board, which I personally like, because I don't like when my opponent has that option, especially against like Sakazuki, if they have Branu or something, because then they could use Hound Blaze on Branu and then boost them to be able to attack. So personally, I just don't like letting my opponent have a searcher on the board, just because it gives them the option to pivot to like attack with leader and then use their Don to attack with the searcher, which is annoying to deal with. So I like that, and the 2k counter is awesome. We still have Ain. I'm running 4 for right now. May drop this down to 3 and buff up a different film card by 1. We'll see. And then I'm running 2 Utas just because I personally like Uta's like ability, and just because it's a blocker and give us something. But I feel like you could switch this out if you have like other blockers, but also to buff up the search hits. So we have 18 total. So all these cards right here our surge can hit, which is pretty cool. I think it's like you have a pretty solid hit rate overall. It's in your favor, and plus again 2K, and then obviously we have the usual suspects here of Beppo and the boys, which again, overall game plan, opening hand, especially if you get the boys, if you have like anything else and be able to drop and then bring them in, you're pretty solid, or you're just going to play to a kid. But yeah, the reason I'm liking this build is I like the ratios overall. I feel like it's pretty balanced because again, what I just said, got 18 search hits, which is pretty great. And then power reducing cards, we have Law, I have Gordon, Max, and Otama. So we're sitting pretty chill there as well. So we have 12 like power reducing, and obviously like Otama and Law are better early game, and then these two better mid game to kind of get you going and keep things going. And then the big thing why I like this build is we have Otama, a 2K counter, Kamazo 2K counter, our Search 2K, and the boys a 2K counter. So we have 15 2K counters, which is pretty great, I think, for defense wise. And then obviously I'm running some blockers, a decent amount. We have 10 blockers, because if you get a blocker set up in certain matchups, especially with kids still kind of our main thing. And yeah, I feel overall numbers wise and everything is pretty balanced. I know it's probably crazy, you don't see any events, but basically Gordon, Max, and Otama are our events. Like that, this is 9 event cards right here that we're running. And plus with the promo film Law, again, it's the same as Otama, so you can kind of factor that in sort of event as well. And I don't want to go like over like crazy with the event cards, you know, that's like the issue. But obviously though, if you do like events, you can totally adjust numbers and stuff and finding stuff. Again, this is just the day one deals for me, and we'll go from there, obviously. And also to just address some of the other like issues and stuff that you guys may bring up, especially I know the main one will be like the matchup against Perona. Yes, I'm aware of that. However, like Perona isn't better than Sakazuki, and we are built to beat Sakazuki. So playing the same kind of game plan against Sakazuki is sort of the same deal. Like even if like Perona is like the off-brand Sakazuki, where yes, they can rest your characters, but then they have to waste a leader attack on your characters. Where like Sakazuki's removing 2 of your characters and still attacking you directly. And like Perona, they have the Ryuma, and then that's like on play for rested, and then they only have a couple that are on play for rested. Besides that, like for the black cards, they run the Navy ones. I think their only option is like Rob Lucci, and Rob Lucci isn't searchable if you run Navy. Like he's CPO, so they can't do that. So it super limits their options, and it's sort of the same thing. If you play similar and flood out the board, again, you just need that one turn where they can't remove your stuff and you're gonna beat them. Like straight up, they're not built to like withstand again the level of aggression. Because to me, RP Law again early, like turns 1 through 4, best deck in the game. Like we can do things, we can put out 2 characters a turn. Like no other deck can do that early. And if your opponent cannot remove like characters that you're putting out that quick, then they're going to lose by like turn 5 and turn 6, which is our goal. Because again, the games, they go long. I feel like we're going to lose anyways. So I build like RP Law to absolutely maximize like our advantage in the early game. Because if I can, in my head, if I can win the early stage and like mid stage of the game, then it doesn't matter like how many cards like they pump out with like the high level Don and the high level like high attack, because we'll have them in position where we can go for game like on turn 5, turn 6. So that's kind of how things go for me. And obviously if we don't meet those conditions and they have like we're not able to keep up on like board control management, we're gonna lose. But for me, if the games go like longer, we're gonna lose regardless, because it's just not built for that. We don't have any boss cards, so that's why I just go all in on the early stuff. And why I feel like Perona isn't too bad of a matchup, especially when again we're playing Sakazuki and we've been playing Sakazuki. So Sakazuki is still the top build, the top deck in this, because they got better. and increasing their gap on the field. And while we got better too, it's still kind of the same because they just got more like bottom decky stuff, which is annoying. But I feel like we're still overall in a decent spot. We're still the best deck that matches up against like black overall and their removal because we're able to kind of match that. And again, since we're able to flat out the board, we just need that one turn where they can't remove like both 2 characters and you're good. So that's at least for my early, again, this opinion of mine may completely change. Again, it's going to depend on the key factors of like what decks get popular, because we'll definitely be making adjustments. Because if we're only playing against like Sakazuki and like Moria, and maybe like I assume still going to be like NL and Katakuri, like if those are by far and away the top decks that people are using, then obviously you can change your deck around and just play against those. Pretty much, just, again, the number one thing with RP Law is like your environment. Who are you facing the most? Just build your deck to beat that, and you'll be okay. Because we don't really have to worry about all around type stuff. Because I feel like if like no one's playing Perona, I'll take in Perona if they do beat us like a lot. I'll take my chances because I feel like not that many people are gonna be playing that deck, especially with Sakazuki still being a thing. But you never know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Try to find some matches here, show you guys like how everything goes and what I mean. So enough little intro yapping. Let's get into some action here. Jumping in, try to find the new leaders, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty, going off against Moria off the rip here, and good mulligan out of this because I want the boys, and we're kind of okay with this. So we'll see how things go from here. Would have loved our search, but obviously don't grab that. But it is what it is. See how things go. But going up against a removal deck, and what they do is, they get lucky off the rip there, but it's all good. Select a card to trash. In this situation, I guess we'll trash that. And take a life, which is fine. Because this is only at 5k, so going to be able to get rid of it kind of immediately here. And so I'll lead off, we'll attack them 5 on 5. See what we get. And going second is kind of nice because we got a bunch of stuff kind of factored in here. So I can deploy this onto them, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, get them out. Bring in the boys, put us back up to 3, which is what I kind of want in this matchup, I feel like. So, get to maneuver around a good little bit here and see what they do. Because pretty much it's, just what they get from the trash. And they get Dr. Hogs back. So, on play, return cards from trash to the bottom of your deck in any order. Put a 1 Thriller Bark card other than from your trash in your hand. Alright. So they got that. They're attacking a 6 on 5. That leaves them with 2 to potentially do something else. We'll take this 1. Okay, cool. So now we'll play a little bit of defense and stuff. So they grabbed Borsalino, which is fine. So we have a few different options here. Is on play, put up to 1 through the bar card. Okay, so that puts them down, limits their options already. So I have 5. I probably want to drop Kid here just to get that set up, and then we'll kind of go from there. So let's just pepper them with attacks, because I can get Kid set up and then I can bring in Ain if need be as well. So we're kind of doing all right with that, and then I have the 2k counters to go from there. All right, so we smack him for a couple, and I should have put actually we're gonna do this. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, get that out, bring in Ain, we get 1. And then I could throw down the Surge, or we throw down a Gordon. But I kind of want to use our Surge. So we'll do that. And of course it whiffs. The chances of that happening are like impossible, but alright, well, that sucks. But it is what it is. So now they're at 7. Kind of limit their options and stuff a little bit. We'll still be at 6 Don next turn. So we'll see what they do here. So now we can kind of do a bunch of wacky stuff. Because I have Kamazo. So what is this? Trash top 5 cards on the deck? No. And yeah, we'll counter out of that. Does it now put pressure? They have 4. So if they want to attack with Hogback, they literally have to put 1 on. And I have Kid. So they're just dropping Borsalino. Yeah, I've got a Kid on the field, so we're protected from any shenanigans here, my guy. Alrighty, so we're sitting at a good amount. I am... How do we want to go about this, though? Because I could attack this guy with somebody. Then I have Shiraya as well. No, it'd be better just to do this, I believe, and then we'll just 1, 2, 3 get rid of that man. Then I'll bring in Shiraya, so that leaves us with that, which is pretty clutch, not gonna lie. Alright, let me attack this 7 on 5. Because again, we want to limit like all of their options. A Reiju would be pretty clutch to pull, not gonna lie. But yeah, now let's just attack them with a bunch of attacks here. So attack him again, 5 on 5. Alright, they take the life there. And then I'll attack him 7 on 5. Alright, they take the life again. And honestly, since I have the 2K and Shiraya, I kind of want to just go for the Kid attack. Because I can kind of do whatever. And so let's attack them 6 on 5. And I have 2 life. And so not a whole lot they'll be able to do. They take that as well. Alright. Well, they're at 9. See what they can do. They're going to need some stuff here. Alright. They better play a blocker, or things are not looking too bueno for them, not gonna lie. They play Rot? Okay, what? Alright, well, they don't have any blockers. Oh, I guess not, yeah. Only 4 or less. Borsalino's the only one they got. Well, it's GG for them. There's nothing they can do, I don't believe. Unless they summon like an Egyptian god card or something. It's yeah. Not too much. So they attack with their leader, and I'll just counter out of literally whatever they do. And we'll have everybody good to go. Because I'll be sitting at 6 Don. We're just going to pepper them with a bunch of silly billy attacks, and we'll go from there. So, no. Then, yeah, obviously do that. And yeah, there's nothing they could do. We absolutely locked them down with with everything. That was pretty clutch, pretty fun. It's yeah, if they're not running, like, again, they can, you want to put your opponents in positions where you know what they have, you know their clutch cards, like Moria, they want to drop this, but it put them in a spot where if they drop this, they lose. Like, straight up. No matter what they did, it didn't matter. They dropped this. They had to get Borsalino blocker, but even with that, we've got all these characters. We have 6 attacks coming on their forehead. Like, it's just managing the game like throughout. especially early game too, because they are split with the Navy and the Thriller Bark. Especially if they hit anything early game, bottom deck their Thriller Bark stuff, because then at least they won't be able to recycle that like right away, unless they get some. They just have to get some crazy RNG. And then obviously if they don't and it trash like any of their other stuff, like Rob Lucci here is not searchable for them. So if they trash that, they're not getting it back unless they get like, I guess, Rebecca or Moria, which they did here. But obviously you can't play Moria and cost reduce. So that's a bit of like, you just put them into spots where you just got to turn them against themselves, like their own kind of deck interest, like flip it, because it doesn't really work with the being able to do both, because obviously we're teched, and at this point used to playing Sakazuki so much in just being prepared to go up against like the cost removal. And if your opponent doesn't hit any cost removal on you and they have cost removal cards, like they're effectively, all the Navy cards in this game were basically useless and didn't do anything. Obviously, again though too, I played a bit aggressive there, but if you're not feeling that, with Kid being at 6k, putting your opponent in that position, again having just a 6k blocker on the field is just massive, because again they need to use all their non if they want to bring out like a big summon. Then that means their leader can't attack and your board is just safe. But I was feeling confident because I had the 2k and the 1k, like regardless. So that's why I attacked with Kid, just to get some info on what's in their hand. And obviously they took the hit because they were in desperation mode, and literally, and because I brought in Shiraya, so we had a blocker and I had 2 life. So it was literally at that point going to be impossible for us to lose like all this going up against them. So that's why I played like that. But obviously though, in other situations, if it's different, like keeping Kid on the field is massive, because he's just able to protect you and your entire field if your opponent wants to drop like the high down characters. So that's why Kid is like super clutch in some of these matchups. Alrighty, Perona. This is like the boogeyman matchup. I got our search, so we'll keep with this, and we'll see how things kind of go. But obviously against them, we don't want to drop like low cost shenanigans here. Alright, Ains are the only real option. But I have Zoro, which is pretty big in this matchup because, again, Rush. They're like a removal type rest thing, so Rush is super strong against them. And so we'll have that to play. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes and what kind of progresses here, because may try a couple different things. So they're attacking 6 and 5. Okay with that. Get the early one. We get some extra ramp, which is pretty nice. And then they throw down the Resonante blocker. So what I could do is I may drop Ain to get us 1, then minus us 3. That leaves us 2. Drop him. That gets us 5 next turn. And then at best they only can get rid of maybe 1, but I have the 2k counter, so we're kind of chilling. So I'll drop that. Then we'll go 1, 2, 3. Blast that out. Throw down the bear. Attack them 5 on 5. And even if they block out, I'm kind of okay with this. Alright. So they can use their ability to rest a character 4 or less. They'll rest Beppo. But if they only attack for 5 or 6, I have 2Ks to keep them up. So they'd have to like rest and then play the Ryuma. That'd be the only thing really. But I feel like in this matchup, the best they can like do to kind of protect and stuff. So I'll take that for now. And then I assume they have Ryuma. Yeah, so that was expected. But it's all good. Because still, again, we have 1 character on the board. And since I have removal, we're pretty much just going to rinse and repeat here. And so I'll throw Max down onto this man. That leaves me with 3. I'm going to go Zoro into Beppo here. But we'll first attack them 5. Because, again, they're only getting rid of 1 a turn. So it's not like the worst thing. If you play this like we play against Sakazuki, then they need like extra cards to be able to like figure things out. So it's not the worst thing at all. All right, so they take 1, which is big, because now I'm gonna attack them. 6 on 5. Now they like kind of have to, I feel like. All right, they do that. Then we go 1, 2, 3. Get this man out of here. Bring in another bear. End our turn. And now we kind of got more pressure on them, because next turn I'll have 5. Again, I have 2 2Ks to block out any character attacks. So we're pretty much just, again, hoping for a turn where they don't have like a way to KO on effect. That's pretty much the only thing. All right, so they're doing 7 on 5. So I'll block this out. I'll do... I'm trying to think who we need and don't need here. I'll do this and probably Shariah. So let's do that. So now at best I only can get rid of 1. And next turn we can just kind of swing on them. Because if I can just, again, get a turn where we burn them out of all counter, then we're looking alright. Alright, well, that's fine. See, then I get to pick 1. And they didn't use their ability to rest Beppo. So we're kind of okay with that. I could go crazy with it. That's asking a lot, though. If we do that, I have to play this. Play 2 more, and then we'd have to kind of win next turn, though, is the issue. All right, well, let's just attack them 5 on 5, see what happens. Because they're going to be at 9. All right, well, that'll be kind of tough to finesse our way out of here. So we got a couple different ways we can go about this, and it'll depend on if we get them down to 0, then I'm honestly don't really need to worry about this guy, because if they go for that stuff, then we're fine. So I kind of want to do that, and then I'll bring in like the Yanji blocker. So let's attack him 7 on 5. And then, honestly, yeah, let's just get rid of this guy. See what happens. So, attack him again, 7 on 5. Because, if I go to, I'm at 6, I'll go 3, I'll have 5 next turn. So, they block out for that, which is okay. And so, now I can do this. We'll go 1, 2, 3, get rid of that guy. I'll bring in Yanji. And now we got them, again, limited on cards here. I have a 2K if they attack for anything less. But we'll be at 5 next turn. So I don't know. It kind of depends. Again, at best, they would need a Ryuma to get rid of 1, and then they'd have to attack for a bunch on the other one. So we'll see. We got them down to 1. So if I can at least keep 1 character up regardless here, I'll probably do that. But it also just depend on if they get a block or anything. Because if they do get a blocker, if they drop a blocker, I have these 2. So we'll see. Then obviously he's at 6K, so if they launch any 5K attacks, they can use this as well. So we got some options. It just depends on hoping to have limited like most of their stuff here, because obviously we got them to trash the Sabo, but even if they played another Sabo, we have these 2 just in case, because I'll be at 5. So it pretty much comes down to that. And then if they drop Sabo, if they had a Sabo, all right, they quit. So there we go. We got the Perona dub, and obviously I know the matchup, I feel like, is scary, but we're built, again, to go up against the way better removal deck in Sakazuki, who can cost remove and bottom deck. This is just, like, honestly, Perona, I feel like, is just, like, a way worse Sakazuki. Just because its ability, like, yeah, they can rest and stuff, but then they still have to use an attack on our characters, and they're not attacking your life. Which I feel like makes them worse, because with Sakazuki, they're removing, like, potentially 2 characters and attacking you directly. So that's why, you know, it's, like, tough. And obviously, I mean, it is a tough matchup because they get to rest one of your, like, characters. But again, you play like how we've been fine-tuned to play against Sakazuki, where we're putting out 2 characters a turn. It's the same thing where we just need that one turn when they can't remove, and we're gonna beat them. It's the same kind of mentality, because again, to my knowledge, the only, like, green card that removes is Ryuma, and obviously they have to be spec'd towards Navy for the like black cards. But for them, if they use, like, Rob Lucci is the only one, and Rob Lucci isn't searchable, so that's just not, for them, it's not gonna be the most efficient thing. But obviously, though, with the other ones, it is a issue, and depending on what they have. But again, you just gotta play to our strengths. The turns like 1, 2, 4 were the best deck in the game, and flying out the board with characters in most of your matchups is gonna win, because it turns into just a battle, again, of who's gonna exhaust the resources first. And in this one, I came out on top because they didn't have anything, and we put ourselves in a position. So when I had 5 Dawn, being able to attack, again, I just needed, like, 2 characters based on how this game is going and how they, like, took the life and stuff. I'm assuming they don't have that much counter, so we would have gone from there. And then even so, if we didn't beat them the next turn, depending on what's the board, I have these. So again, Perona, yeah, I feel like on paper the matchup is scary and not favorable, but obviously, though, Rush Zoro is untouchable in this matchup, because Rush cards super strong, because they have no answer for any Rush. And obviously, we just have the Zoro, so not the best odds, but if you get Zoro's going to be clutch in your matchup. And it's just the same thing, just getting out 2 characters a turn like we normally do against Sakazuki, and you just needed the 1 turn. Obviously, you just want to put them in a position where they need, like, their best hand, their best setup to beat you. That's how I think of things. And if they get their best hand, their best setup, and beat you, then GG's. There's nothing you can do about that. But when they don't, you just need that 1 turn where they can't get rid of, like, characters. And for us, it was the last turn when I blocked out, keep Zoro up, and set all this up. So yeah, that's how things go. Again, the Perona matchup, we'll see as things progress. But also, to be honest, I do not see that many people playing Perona, just because of, like, if you're gonna do a removal type deck, you're gonna want to play Sakazuki. It's just the better removal deck, and an OP6 Sakazuki just gets better with the Tashigi, like the 1-cost search and stuff like that. So, but I mean, it's a cool little gimmicky card, and obviously, in some matchups, you're gonna lose if they get the right setup, especially if they get multiple Ryumas. But again, we're built to play Sakazuki, so just play similar style to, like, how you play Sakazuki, and you should be okay. Alright, we're playing up against Doflamingo. I have no idea what to expect in this, so this will be fun. So it's the OG, the blue one as well. So when attacking, they have to put 2 Dawn on him, and when attacking, then rest. If they reveal the top card, they can potentially summon something. So we'll see how that goes. I'll deploy our search as well, and big ol' Whifferino. All right, well, that sucks. Don't get anything out of that. And so 5 on 5. Take that. All right, we get max. So there's where our film cards were. They play Doflamingo, which is fine. And yeah, we'll see kind of how things go, because next turn I'm going to have 4. We would have clutched, we would have got Film Wall right there, because then We've been able to blast them out the airlock. So trying to figure out what to do here. Alright, we get another search, which doesn't super help. I may... Because I can get this out regardless here. And if I'll swing and see what they do. Okay, we're fine with that. So now I'm going to drop... Probably drop Ganji and then go into the boys here. So we'll do that, and then 1, 2, 3, get that out of here, bring the boys in, end our turn. And now he's at 6k, so we're chilling with that. But don't really have to super worry about too much here. Probably use Otama, block out. They drop in a Moria. Okay. So now I have... We got a bunch of stuff here. So 5, they're at 5. So if you dip Don equal or less than field on your opponent, you can drop this. I can also get this man up out of here, which I will do. So we'll do that. And then... Well, let's just pepper them with attacks, I guess. Get them to... see what they do. Alright, so that does... We get 1 there. Yeah, let me deploy that. 1, 2, 3. Get this out of here. We got all the Beppos in the world. Yeah, I'll attack him 6 and 5. Get them to burn another thing out of their hand. So now we got plenty of attackers here. I've got we're gonna be back to the 5 next turn as well. So 5 on 5. No, I'll get rid of this Beppo. So that means I'm about to drop something with 7. Okay. They return Yaji, which I mean isn't too big of an issue. Man, I could drop this and this and bring in another one. Well, I think that's what we'll do. But let's attack them first. Again, get any kind of like shenanigans up out of here. And because I'm at 5 and they're at 7, I can attack this. Alright. And then attack him again. So that leaves him with that. And now we will take everything from them. So that drops them down to there. Drops them down to there. Get this man out of here. Replace that. Alrighty. And end our turn there. So 5 on 5. No. We'll just do that. So drop Sanji. Okay. So I have this. We have all a bunch of stuff to kind of attack with here. So let's lead off. I'm at 6. They're at 9. Attack them 5 on 5. Then we'll block that one. And now I'll do 7 on 5. Make sure they take that. Do another 7 on 5. Alright, I'll do 5 on 5. Alrighty, and then 7 on 5. Alright. So now we're kind of big chilling here. Unless they get some blocker shenanigans, but I'm keeping Max here in the pocket. I have 3 life, 4 characters on the board. Yeah, we just have to hit them once, and yeah, nothing they got to do there. Even if they attack with both of these, again, we're completely set up. So it's a good one for us on that. But a wacky little deck I did not really expect to see, but we pull it out. Alrighty, we got some Yamato action. I got our search and the boy, so we'll start off, keep this, see what happens. So we get that, drop our search. We can grab Max. Looks like our only move there, so we'll grab Max. So we're set on removal here. I got Law, so we're chilling. Assume they're going to swing for 8 on us right here. Which honestly isn't the worst thing. Oh, okay, never mind, they're doing that. No. And then I think I hate to do this, but I gotta use Uta here because these three goofballs don't have anything. Interesting play out of them though, I'm not gonna lie. Is I can drop either of them down. And so let me just attack this guy 5 on 4. And I mean, if they sacrifice, yeah, if they sacrifice to keep it, then we're fine with that. 1, 2, 3. Bottom deck that. Do that. And while I'm okay with that, because we limit their hand a little bit, now I have 2 characters on the board, and we're kind of chilling. Because now, if they do like a big attack, well, actually, if they do any attack, I can't do anything. I have no counter in hand. So we'll see what they do. But I mean, honestly, getting 2 cards isn't the worst. So they throw the Rosinante and the Cat Viper. So they're going to attack. Take that. Alright. So that leaves us with this. And now we finally we have a 2K. Well, how do I want to go about this? Because I could get rid of this. I'm trying to think. If I drop Kamazo here, if I get like drop this down and then drop Kamazo, I can get rid of both. And so, yeah, why not? Let's deploy this while we can. And then I'll throw down Kamazo. 1, 2, 3. Bottom deck that. We'll bring in probably Rage and try to get some cards here. And select a target. KO that. And now we'll tee off on them. Only issue is, well, thankfully we got 1 blocker. But would like to have some more blocking action here. But next turn, we have a lot of stuff we can do. Okay. And that'll do it for us on this one. Like, we have the board control. I just need some dang defense. We got all these cards that have no counter in hand. It's literally kind of the worst outcome. So they're sitting at 7. Guess we'll see what they do. Okay. So they'll probably put like a silly trigger there, I'm assuming. Okay, and a blocker. Okay. Well, the problem is I straight up only have 1K counter. So, not ideal. 7 on 5. So, attacking active characters. Alright, well, I can't do anything about that. And then I guess it'll just depend what if they attack me, I'm gonna have to use Yanchi to block out. Okay, 5 on 5. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. So I have all of this. We have this. I got a 2K, thankfully. So I might use this to drop this down and drop this down. So I get rid of both, and that leaves me with 2 as well. So let's do this on them. So that gets them down to there. Then that leaves me with 3. And I could make a risky bisky play. Honestly, because if I wipe their board, even if they hit me, then we go for game next turn. Do this into this. We'll try it. 1, 2, 3. Go to that. Bring in Ain here. Okay, so attack him there. Alright, I mean, I'm fine with them wasting cards in hand. Alright, I mean, I feel like now they're committed. That was a strange play. On play. So, I guess we can attack him once. Alright, end our turn there. So I have a 2K and potential 1K, and then we have Zoro here. So hopefully they don't have anything too crazy. If they play another blocker guy, I do have Gordon. So we can kind of do that as well. So we'll see. We're kind of living on the edge here. We made a risky call here, playing with Lodon instead of saving up. So we'll see how it goes. But obviously, if I can keep a bunch of characters aboard, they only have the 4 cards. So depending on what they do, we may be okay. We know one of them's the 2K counter. So we know that. We just don't know these 3. And so obviously, depending on if they are able to play anything. Alright, they quit. So what do they have? This. Okay, this is no counter. So obviously, yeah, we wouldn't have to worry about that next turn. Just a 2K and a 1K. Alright, well, yeah, we had them. Alright, cool. Our little gamble would have worked out going for board control on them. Obviously, I thought we were in a bit of trouble when I had, like, all those cards, just, like, no counter. I was like, uh-oh. And, yeah, not make it, like, being, risky. The reason I went for that with Zoro is 1, because we had 2, but also 2, like dropping another character and having them rested also kind of acts as a blocker, because if they would have went for it, then that leaves us there, and then that kind of forces me into having to go for it. And then since they only would have been able to block, I would have been at 4. I would have probably attacked with 7 off the rip, and then since they like, I don't know, I feel like they would have had to. They may have been able to withstand, like it would have been close, but they would have been completely out of cards for the next turn. And then if I had if I played Yaji then, or like whatever, or honestly this turn, we would have been okay. So yeah, got the win on a Yamato, which is pretty good. Alrighty, we got Yamato action here, and clutch we have Shiraya, so that's pretty good to start things off with. We don't have our search, but I can drop I'll drop Gordon off the rip here, and then we'll just see how things go. So they have 3. Obviously they want to attack with all of them here, but I'm okay with this just because it gives us some more cards to kind of get things set up. And now I have 4. We can do Shiraya into the boys, and yeah, we'll go from there. So attack like that, drop Shiraya, 1 2 3, bring in the boys, gets back to 3. Now we have Shiraya to protect from any big attack shenanigans that they may try, and they're throwing down Ohm and Holly, which is fine. And attacking here, do this, and I guess we'll get rid of Beppo here. Alright, and we get another Shiraya, which is pretty clutch. We'll get that out of here right away. Leaves me with 4. So I'm at 5, they're at 5. Probably want to drop Rush Zoro, and then we'll get him out, and then go from there. So it leaves me with 3. It leaves me with 2. So let's just launch 1 5-on-5. Try to get some cards out of their hand here. They take a life. Okay, that's pretty wild and wacky. I'm probably going to push the pace here then. Attack him 7-on-5. Okay, so now we get 2 cards out of them. I could set up another Shariah. We go from there, but probably don't think I should. I'd rather just push the pace right now. Attack them again, get them to burn something else from their hand. Alright, and then we can go 1, 2, 3, get this man out of here. Bring in the boys again, because we have just a blender of stuff. Get them down 2, and now we're even 2-2. We have Holly. I mean, I've got plenty of stuff to kind of counter out against here. We'll just kind of go from there. I don't know. They have 7. Okay. So they're just going straight up for that. Well, I could block out of it, but it costs all of our cards here. But maybe just able to bring it back next turn. Seven on 4. No blocker. I don't really need 2. We'll do that. So yeah, they've kind of committed to everything here. Okay, so I have 5 attackers, 2 life with all of this done. Alright. Let's do 7 on 5. Alright, they get the bailout Onami. Alright, that's annoying. So leaves me with 4. I could drop this onto here. Problem is, if I have any shenanigans again to rest Shariah, then I'll lose next turn. If I bring this in, bang. I have to keep this Shariah up, so I can bring in 2 Shariahs. So I think I'll do that. But let's just do this first. 5 on 5. Because then they would need like 2 Shariahs here to be able to do anything. So let me do. Yeah, I feel like that's a move. Like the best option here. So I'll drop that down. Then we'll attack it 5 on 3. I mean, I should have just attacked them and scoop that, but if I KO this, I can scoop this. Okay, so they get rid of that. Interesting. 1, 2, 3. Get rid of that, and then bring in another Shariah. So they only have a couple cards here. Have 2 Shariahs to protect life. If they can rest both of them, then I guess GG's. That'd be wild. Okay, well, I shouldn't have said anything. Pretty unfortunate for us. Not ideal. Not gonna lie. We now... Well, yeah, I should have played Kid, I guess, and we would have won. But it is what it is. It's how card games go. Again, day 1 deals. Not knowing fully what to expect. So we learned at least. So now this situation won't happen again. Be looking out for it. So it's all good. Definitely GG's though. Like anything, if they didn't have that card, we got them. So we'll take it, and we'll move on. Alrighty, we got a interesting little Yamato action here. I'll deploy Gordon off the rip because we should be chilling here. See how this goes. They have the Ashura Search, which is alright. So they got like the Sky Island built in this one. Which I plan at some point to make this and play it. Alright, they grabbed Holly. Ooh, okay, Holly. Good thing we got our man out. So that leaves me with 3. I could attack them and drop Zoro and attack them. But I kind of want to just get them... Well, this could be a decent play, though. Because if I get Zoro... Yeah, let's just attack them 5-5. Because if I can knock 2 cards out their hand, then I'm kind of chilling with that, honestly. Alright, now we'll get 1 for sure. Drop Zoro. Because a lot of people don't I feel like expect Zoro. Alright, we get a Gadatsu out, which is pretty big. I'm chilling with that. They're attacking me 5-5. For now, let's just block that out with Yanji. Because again, I don't want to give him the freebie there. And now this next turn, since we have Gordon out, we can scoop one of these. And I have Ain and Ain. Oh, we got, okay, clutch. Alright, sick. Well, that's even better, honestly. So let me already, so it doesn't really matter, get this man out of here because he's going to turn to 6k. So we want to get him out first. And let's just attack. We'll attack with Zoro first off, just in case they get any shenanigans. Alright, they block out of that. So now I'll drop Ain. Gives us 1. Attack them 6-5. Get him a block out of that too. 1, 2, 3. Get him out. And since we're at the 3, perfect threshold, get us to 5. And absolutely beautiful because now we're going to be matching them with Don. And depending on what they do. Alright, well, Gadatsu's fine. It's not really the worst thing. Trying to think. Yeah, kind of got to take that. And then, honestly, I'll take this. Get us 2. Alright, so now I'm at 7. So we're chilling there. I could drop this as well. I have this. I have this. We have a lot of options here of what to kind of go with. So I have 2. If I pop this, kind of want to keep the 2Ks. I have this as well. So I'm at 7. They're at 6. So I would have to bring this in, which is the issue. Since I'm not at less Don. Unless I just drop this. But I need to keep the boys, though. So I could drop this and then bring this in. So that'd be at 4. And that leaves us with 3. Okay. And so let's just attack that to get it out of here. Because if we can keep their hand down limited, we're kind of okay. The only problem is I don't have any blockers, which is the annoying thing. It's like the only real issue here. So we'll attack them 6-5. All right, they take that. Then I can drop Ain, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3. Get this out, and then since I'm now at 5, they're at 6. Bring in Reiju, grab some more cards here. And now we got some more 2Ks. So now we have a bunch of 2Ks. So they're doing Banish. Okay. I mean, I'm kind of fine with that. Okay. This and this. Because I have 4, they have 2. That leaves me with 7. Okay, so lead off a 5-5. Alright. Then a 7-5. Okay. An attack, I'm getting 7-5. Alrighty. And hope they can't block out of this. Alright, and they couldn't. So there we go. This is a good one. Obviously, they went for it all with the Onami play. But I don't know, it felt pretty good regardless because, again, they didn't go for board. So then setting us with the 7 Don, obviously, more than likely, we're going to pull that out because I don't know what their 2K... They have Satori 2K. Looks like they're really just running, yeah, the Issumi Trash one plus 3,000. Okay. And then I got 2K there. So, yeah, not too many to worry about. But, yeah, I mean, playing Yamato, I mean, that was a good one. We didn't get any blockers out, which was cool, and we won that. So, but yeah, overall, this deck, early stages, early build, but I'm kind of digging it, not gonna lie, because I feel like I got a decent balance of stuff going on, and obviously a little risky. You can be a little bit more risky because we have so many 2K like counters in this, and just really it really feels good, not gonna lie, just because I feel like your opponent doesn't expect that many, and there's just so many different things we can pivot to and set up, which I like a lot too. And yeah, obviously you got a little unlucky with them having 2 Gidatsus, but it is what it is. If they didn't have that, then this game would have been over real quick. We would have beat them pretty handily there. But I guess I probably should have expected that since they trashed one like so freely, and I still had 4. But also my fault too. As soon as they dropped the search card, I should have known it was Sky Island, so I should have let that first one hit just to make Gidatsu worthless. So issue out to me not picking up on that. But again, for day one, basically playing and learning like how to play the new leaders and stuff. So I'll definitely fine tune that, as will like all you guys that are tuned in and stuff. Again, takes a little time to get used to the new leaders and expecting like what they're gonna be playing and stuff, because you don't really know. Hody Jones would have been not great. Obviously, yeah, next turn they would have won no matter what. It pretty much came down to they went for game, it didn't work, so that then means like based on that too, if you're ever playing someone and they go for like game like that, especially over like not attacking your characters when you have multiple on the board, I feel like then it's pretty safe to like go back for it. But yeah, things worked out for us with the numbers and everything, and yeah, I feel like a good day one for me with RP Law. Obviously, again, it'll depend, especially once the new set gets here, once people start getting more and more reps in, and then we'll definitely be making changes and stuff from then. But early build, I'm feeling pretty good, feeling pretty confident with this, just because again, I've at this point so many reps in and so much time into RP Law. It really feels like, I don't know, pretty seamless, at least for me, with like the leader ability and stuff like that. It's just getting used to the new cards we have in and adjusting from there. But overall though, I'm enjoying it. It's definitely better than it was. I still feel like overall probably kind of in the same spot with like Sakazuki. Since Sakazuki got the new cards, I feel like they're still the best. But I feel like overall against everybody else though, we've definitely moved up and are just like that. We're one step closer overall, I feel like. And yeah, I mean, you guys know how it is. I love RP Law. It's my favorite deck in the game, favorite leader ability in the game. It's so much fun. And yeah, good start to the new set, and we'll go from there. So I'll see you guys in the next one.